Everyone. How are you all feeling? My name is Karan Bali. As Alexis introduced, I'm the West Indies Young Adult Coordinator. If you asked me this question 5 years ago, I would say, as a radical atheist, my idols were Christopher Hitchens, Richard Dawkins, Sam Harris. I used to go convincing people there was no religion was manipulation and God didn't exist. And this was my life mission because I felt like religion was the problem of this planet. Everyone was fighting in the name of God. God wasn't there. Clearly, He's letting His children fight. And I felt my service to humanity was to convince people to open their eyes. So I made that my life mission. And I worked very hard at it until Swami came. And, it takes a lot to convince someone who's built their entire identity on this one thing that there is a God. And He's here in human form, and He's doing everything. So Swami had to put a lot of work in. One miracle wasn't enough. Two wasn't enough. It had kept going over and over because I kept doubting myself. My mind started playing tricks. You're seeing things happening. Every time I said, no, it didn't happen, happens right again. Swami kept doing that, and it's still, 5 years later, it still happens. This discussion, while I was getting ready for this, and I'm talking to the panel about what my topic will be, as I open Facebook, Swami talks about distractions. When I ask a question, I open a book. First line my eyes fall on is the answer to it. If I'm in fear, if I'm struggling, I open this. Why fear? I'm here. Open Instagram. Why fear? I'm with you. Open this. My whole social media is the same thing. I'm with you. Why are you afraid? So now I feel like Swami is not just a playwright. He's also the people in the play. He's also the play itself. I feel like I'm in a simulation of Swami. This is my life now. So my topic is going to be distractions. Most of you already have all the knowledge of Swami. I'm very new. I'm still learning. I don't read as much. You all are enlightened souls. So I'll speak out of the box, my own personal experiences and how I have realized certain things. Actually, it's funny this topic came to me because I had this realization just a month ago, and I started applying certain things in my life, and I saw the changes. So when they said, please speak, I was like, okay, sure. And they brought this topic, I was like, oh, look, Swami, you're working. So distractions. Let's talk about distractions for a second. What are distractions? Why do we indulge in distractions? When we're young, we see a toy, and we want that toy, and we throw tantrums, and we do this, and we do that. I want that toy. And we get the toy, and we're joy. The toy is joy. Everything is joy. And for 2 weeks, you're like all of it, vroom, vroom, rah, rah, rah. 2 weeks later, the toy isn't there. Next item, right? The joy is gone. The toy is useless. You're looking for the next source of joy. And this goes into adulthood, and now we're looking at a real car, a Tesla. A lot of you like Teslas nowadays. And I need that Tesla, and you work for months, and you get the Tesla, and now you're like an adult going vroom, 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 vroom. And after 2 weeks again, joy is gone. You get in the Tesla this time, you're like, okay, whatever. Next thing. Isn't it a pity that we've grown up and the object has changed, but the mentality hasn't changed? You look at a 60-year-old, the exact same attitude as a 5-year-old child with a toy. Right? Is that not sad? There's been no growth. But when you look deeper in, I can give quotations of Swami and, say all these things, and they sound profound, but you got to break down the mentality. What's making them act this way? The truth is, in those 2 weeks that you get that toy or that car, that bliss that you feel, it feels like home. This is your true nature. This is your home. But the problem is our monkey mind has set conditions on how to reach home. He doesn't let you feel home naturally. He says, hey, I like to consume. So if you want to feel that, and if you want me to keep quiet, you got to get me this. So what happens? You get the car, monkey mind's like, okay, joy. I'll give you 2 weeks of joy. Barter. Monkey mind is silent, and you're joy. Now let me ask you all a question. Everyone is in here, you have desires, yeah? Yes, absolutely, we all have desires. Have you thought about it since you've been here? Or are you just lost in Swami right now? Why is that? Because you are feeling your natural state. What you're looking for outside is to feel your natural state within. And you're here now and you're feeling that, so all of a sudden that outside item doesn't matter to you anymore. You are in your natural state. The question here is now, what can I do to maybe say manipulate my mind to be a little nicer? You know, mind is like a knife. It can either kill someone or it can do surgery. So what can I do to make this mind a little better? I will just plant some seeds. I'm actually glad he brought up seeds because that's what I was talking about to other people. So I'm going to plant some seeds. So I'm going to plant 3 seeds in your head today. This universe has been, we say about 12.8 billion years, probably less, probably more, we don't know. But we know it's billions of years. Since the Big Bang, there's been kinetic energy, chemical reactions, galaxies have formed, Earth is formed, Earth becomes habitable, there's flora and fauna, and there's grueling evolution. And after all the evolution, human beings are here. And amongst those human beings, you look at every single person, not a single one of you looks the same. Your experiences are diverse. It'll never be the same as somebody else. Is that not proof of Swami's love and grandeur? That he made you that unique? That even if tomorrow someone made a genetically exact same version of you, it'll still not be you. Because you are a bundle of experiences. Do you not feel unique by yourself? Do you not feel happy that you are here? This moment will never come back again. We'll have many international conferences, but this conference on this day will never come back. Does that not make this place important? Does that not make this place a perfect opportunity? Are we living in the present to appreciate that? Are we? We should be. But if you're caught up in the past and the future, are you seeing it? No. Be in this moment. Secondly, all of you here are devotees of Swami. He's called you the same way he called me. Swami was kind enough to, my relation to Swami is always I ask a question, he gives the answer. Swami, I used to make fun of you. There's so many bad things going on. I used to go and say those bad things about you. Why me? Swami is kind enough to make me learn about 2 of my past lives. And both lives I did immense spiritual practice. So that was my answer, that you've done so much work. Don't waste it. I don't care what you said about me before, but you have work to do. You are so close in this marathon. Finish it up. Now, when Rama came, he came to one kingdom and he fought a demon of another kingdom. And that cultural impact has built our entire civilization. When Krishna came, he guided Arjuna on a battle against multiple kingdoms. From Middle India all the way to Afghanistan. Gandhari, is Kandahar. Right? Multiple kingdoms against Krishna. And look at the impact it's had on our culture. Look at where we are today. Now this is just small part of India, bigger part of India. This avatar is global. And in his time, we're not going down in yugas, we're going up. Do you know the cultural and the global impact this will have for years to come? Hundreds of years from now, people will sit there and say, the same way you talk about Gopikas, I wish I was with Krishna. They're going to sit here and say, I wish I was with Swami. And you all are here in this moment, in the Purna Avatar and his biggest mission. Do you not feel like you've hit the jackpot? Is that not a reason to wake up every single day and say, I am happy? Do you feel that way? Or are you caught up in your day-to-day life, in your distractions? That's the hardest part. Swami is saying, you've done so much work in so many lives and you've come this close. Finish the marathon, but then you're looking here, look at that tree. Look at this. Look at that. That's what distractions are. So please get your focus right. But what do we do when it's deeper than distraction, when it's destruction? How do we navigate feelings when we're going through a hard time? I won't speak about how to deal with it. I will speak about my life. The reason I was an atheist was because I had a very hard life. I was comfortable. Then my parents went bankrupt. I dropped out of college. Both my parents became sick. I took care of them for 15 years now. I've been taking care of them. We lost everything. We lost finances, money. People dropped off. Went through a bunch of sicknesses, pain. I used to take morphine every week for God knows how many things. I started losing my eyesight. And I was at my lowest moment, and I said, if there's a God, how can you watch me suffer? What's wrong with you? Show me yourself. 2-3 days later, miracles started happening, but I didn't know it was Swami. So I started, rewiring myself, trying to figure out what's happening. But that wasn't the end of it. After that happened, things started changing. I went for my surgery and all these things. A Category 5 hurricane hit my island and decimated everything. We had nothing left. We moved to St. Lucia, and I had to restart my life with my 2 sick parents. I had to figure out, what do I do from here? But you know what? After finding Swami, there was a sense of peace and security. I was rebuilding my life with nothing. I had a few $100s in my pocket and a suitcase, and that was it. And 2 sick parents. And I never felt like I was done. I never felt like I was dejected. And 5 years later, I'm here. I just kept saying, Swami, you've shown me so many miracles. You'll get me through it. I'll just keep doing the action. I'll do the work. I'll focus day to day. Brothers and sisters, I have not read the Gita very well, but I understand one thing about Arjuna. Arjuna was so clear in his vision, even though so many people were against him. And you know what? When your life is on the line, I can tell from personal experience, when you face assault or when life is on the line, that's when your mind goes crazy. And I know how that feels personally. But here's Arjuna with so much clarity that when Krishna gave him a choice between him and the army, and he clearly needed the army, he's outnumbered quite badly, he chooses Krishna. And when he chose Krishna, the only time he wavered wasn't because he had fear for his death. He knew what he had with him. He only wavered because he didn't want to kill his family members. Look at that clarity. Brothers and sisters, today I'm standing here because I have Arjuna's clarity. My life is Swami's message of transformation. And now I understand that I had to be reduced to nothing and emptied out to realize that I'm Swami's instrument, and I've dedicated my life to serving Swami. And it's an offer to anyone, you ever need me, just reach out. You ever come to St. Lucia, I have a place for you to stay. Any Sai devotee, I promise Swami that personally. That Swami, if you give me a decent house, I will entertain anybody. Today, I work for the richest man in St. Lucia, running his business, starting my own business, taking care of my family to my best ability, and I cannot take any credit for that. I am a zero, I'm a proud zero, and I am everything because of Swami. Sarah.